y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. This is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the reunion, y'all. Say nah, this is Married at First Sight, season 12, the reunion / Love and Hip Hop, the reunion, the second part towards the end, okay? So we got two reunions going on, okay? This is Married at First Sight and then Love and Hip Hop, okay? So just follow me and let's get through this review. So, Kevin says it was a wildly unpredictable season, and he is here with all the questions. Now, normally, you know, Kevin be getting under my skin because he just don't be getting it right. He don't be asking the right questions. But I will say, this season, Kevin came and he gave what he was supposed to give, honey, and I was here for it, okay? All the questions that we had, he asked. Whether we got answers or not, that's a whole different story. But he definitely asked the questions. So let's get into our first delusional couple, okay? Erik and Virginia. Y'all, I cannot stand them. Okay, I can't stand them. It was the body language for me, okay? Virginia looks like, you know, she's not really sure what's going on, okay? Erik looks like he's scared to be there. I will say one thing. It feels like, you know, Virginia kind of cracked the whip on Erik. Just a little bit, okay? So Virginia looked really cute. For once, I can honestly say she looked cute, okay? The makeup, the hair, the little dress, all of it, I was feeling it, okay? The black on black suit for Erik, I was feeling it. I was here for the look, okay? Everything else, not too sure about. But anyway, Kevin wants to talk about their chemistry because they had chemistry from the start. I was like, absolutely. You hooked him up with the party girl who gets drunk and horny. Why wouldn't they have chemistry from the start? Because you know, when the alcohol get in your blood, okay, everything starts to tingle a little bit, and the next thing you know, you're horny, okay? So the chemistry was going to always be there for them too, and it was going to continue because Virginia likes to drink. So the more she drinks, the more she gets horny, the more chemistry they have, which is why they can't solve arguments, because when they get drunk, okay, the blood starts flowing, and instead of resolving the arguments, we just hit the bed. Okay, we figured that out. But anyway, we found out that Virginia moved into Erik's spot, y'all. Okay, she done got her own room up in there, and she done got the cats up in there. Okay, now Erik still claiming he is allergic to these cats. God knows that man ain't allergic to nobody's cats. She said it took him like 3 weeks to even start sneezing once they moved in. But she's happy, okay? It seems like she's getting more and more comfortable every day because she obviously said that she's starting to feel like she don't even want to move at some point. And I was just like, Virginia, we've been telling you for the longest, just move into that man's house because it makes more sense. And now look at you, liking it and loving it. You got your own personal room with the cats and everything. Erik said it's a zoo. I said might as well be. Might as well be. I wonder what other animals they got going on in there. I know they got some cats and dogs, but something about Virginia say she got a lizard. I'm just saying. Something about her say she got a lizard somewhere, and we need to see it. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we get Virginia saying that she had a false positive COVID test, and she was scared that she might not have been able to meet Erik. And I said, girl, that may have been the best thing for you. Not necessarily because Erik is what you want to call controlling, but because you don't need to be married. So maybe that was a sign from God trying to get you out of it, but you wanted to keep taking these tests over and over and over and over and over and over to get a negative one. So that's what you got. You got your negative test and you got your Erik. Okay? So Kevin brings up the fact that Erik, asked Virginia's father for permission to marry her. And I was like, yeah, Erik was doing what Virginia wanted him to do, reach out to her family more. And that's what he did. He reached out and asked her father to marry her. Good for you, Erik. Good for you. Anyway, so Kevin brings up Virginia's drinking, and he asks her, wasn't an issue. She says it's not an issue, never been an issue. She enjoys her wine like the most of us. And I was like, girl, not the wine, okay? The tequila, the vodka, all the alcohol, not the wine, the actual alcohol that you've been drinking yourself under a table with. Now, Erik wants to sit there and act like he didn't think it was a problem. Like we did not watch him and Dr. Pepper have a whole conversation about Virginia's drinking and how maybe she shouldn't drink when they are having these conversations. It was a problem. So he gonna get his delusional stuff up there and try to lie to us like we don't know what the heck is going on. Okay, I already saw what turn this episode was about to take. This is the delusional episode where the couples feel as though they can tell us whatever they want us to know, whatever they want to tell us, like we didn't watch the whole season with them. I said the foolery and the fakery is in full effect tonight, honey, okay? Everybody is, oh, so happy in their marriages, okay? Everybody is just thriving. I find that very hard to believe. Very hard to believe, especially because one of the spoilers got Virginia out here, you know, with her friends at the bar talking about something. Oh, I think I said I like to go out and party more than I actually do. Girl, stop lying. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. So then we bring up how, you know, Virginia called Erik controlling. And she's like, maybe that was the wrong word to use for it. She was like, I just realized that he just wants me to come home every night, you know? He doesn't want me to sleep on men's couches. He's just concerned about my safety. I said, just think. I've been trying to say this the whole season, okay? The man is asking you to do the normal stuff that wives do, and so does husbands. Just check in with your spouse. How hard is that to be? But you want to think it's controlling. You might have used the wrong word. Yes, I agree. Maybe you should have said he's aggressive because the way he came off was very, very aggressive. But nonetheless, I don't think it was controlling. He just has common sense and you're just now figuring it out. So then Erik discussed how, you know, he didn't like the way he was being portrayed on TV. Not necessarily portrayed, but he didn't like the way he came off, okay? It made him do some searches and want to fix some things about himself. He realized that he was a little bit, you know, overreacting when it came to Virginia and her male friends, and now he trusts and loves them. I told you, y'all, she done cracked the whip on him, okay? Because that man don't trust and love the men. He just saying whatever he can say to make Virginia happy so that she don't get up and leave him. Y'all, I can't. I just can't. Like I said, the lies, the lies, the lies. But overall, they came to the conclusion that they're working on the way that they talk to each other because they're both hot-headed, okay? And sometimes the arguments go a little bit too far because it's not what they say, it's how they say it. So they're working on that part. Now, you guys, we have a special guest. And I don't know why we needed this special guest. Why Married at First Sight wanted to drag this out as long as they possibly could, Lord, because we needed this, okay? We just needed this appearance of Erik's mom. I'm not going to say I didn't like Erik's mom. She was a sweet lady. She was a nice lady. But did we need her? Absolutely not, okay? Apparently, her and Virginia are doing good. I could see it. I could not see it. Who cares? I don't care, okay? But the mom did give them some very good advice. She told them to always be honest and think of the words you say to each other, which is what they're working on. It's what they're working on, okay? Obviously, Erik's mom wants grandchildren. Virginia wants to clarify what she means by I'm 50-50 on a kid situation. I'm 50-50 as if I get a man who wants kids, cool. If I get a man who doesn't want kids, cool. That's her clarification of her 50-50. So, obviously, Erik wants kids, so Virginia, then you should be cool. Remember? That's what your definition is? So, do you want kids or not? That's the question, okay? Erik's mom then went through surgery, so you know, she's getting older in age. She's not gonna be around a lot longer. Hopefully years, but eventually everyone's life comes to an end. So, she might want some grandkids at the end of it. But like she said, their relationship is more important. And I said that's right, because grandma, no grandma, you two still gotta raise that child. So don't rush into it because it comes down to it. God forbid something happened. You had these babies for your mama, and now your mama is not here anymore, and you still got these babies. Think it through, think it through, think it through. But thank you, Mama Erik, for coming through with your words of wisdom and advice for Erik and Virginia. Because we needed that scene, I guess. So now it's time for delusional couple number 2. Y'all, seriously. Okay, so Kevin says that they left decision day with some things unsaid and some things undone. And I was like, obviously, okay, we're not in love and we're not doing it. So some things were unsaid and some things were undone. But anyway, I'm just going to say I didn't like neither one of their hair. Okay, I didn't like his stash and I didn't like her stitches / wig. Not sure which one it was, but didn't like it. It was a lot going on for the both of them. But anyway, they're together, so it makes sense, okay? Now, we found out that Clara moved into Ryan's house, but we already knew that because remember, during the season, she was moving her stuff in there already, okay? They had already planned that they was going to stay together. That's why she was moving her stuff. This is not a surprise. This is not a surprise. This is not a surprise. But anyway, he asks her about being outspoken and Has that been a problem in their relationship? And I'm sitting here trying to figure out who is this outspoken girl that they keep speaking of, because that is not the Clara we get to see. All this bubbly personality and this outspokenness that they keep speaking of when it comes to Clara, Ryan done killed it, okay? She says, oh, no, it's not a problem. He says, no, it's not a problem. I'm like, it's not a problem because it's not fair. But he does tell her to tone it down a little bit. I said, well, dag, whatever's left of her, you killed that part too, Ryan. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. But anyway, they start talking about the religious values and have they discussed that with having kids. At this point, they're just focusing on, you know, resolving that issue between themselves before they have kids, because kids are not in the near future, okay? So they got some work to do, but I think they need to hurry up and figure it out, because you don't have to be wanting kids to have kids. Just saying, okay? Now, obviously, they probably not having sex, so that's probably not even the issue anyway. Ryan says they are married and they're going against the naysayers, especially you, Kevin. And I was like, ha, look at Ryan trying to call out Kevin because he said they wasn't going to stay together. As he should, because obviously you guys are just like not doing it. You're just not doing it for us as a couple. You claim you are, but we just don't see it. But it's okay because it's not our relationship to see. Anyway, they start talking about Clara's fear of, you know, being with someone not loving her. Okay. Sounds like she's still in that relationship, okay? So Kevin says to Ryan, have you guys said I love you yet? Y'all, Ryan said no. I said not even yet. Like, what in the world? So then we get the timetable of how Clara said she will be out if he don't say it within 6 months. And it's been 6 months, Clara, and you still there. So all that talk meant absolutely nothing, okay? But Ryan and Clara have an announcement for us, and that announcement is that they're getting remarried. And I said, why? How are you going to get remarried if you didn't even say you love each other yet? This is not adding up. Something about this doesn't make sense. So Kevin says, well, do you love her, Ryan? Do you love her? I said, yes, Kevin, that's what we want to know. Kevin says, yeah, I guess. I said, if that's the I love you want, Clara, that's the I love you gonna get, okay? I guess I love you. I do love you. I love you? I guess, maybe. Okay. I'm like, the foolery of it all. You guys are gonna get remarried, haven't even said you love each other. But she says that his actions of love speak louder than the actual words, because he does little things like fill her car up with gas and stuff like that. So that means he loves her. And she doesn't need the words. Even though she says she needs the words, she really doesn't need the words because his actions prove it all. But now it's time to ask him the question that we all been wanting to know. Have you guys had sex yet? Have you actually did it? Because you know we got the whole playback of Clara going off. And I mean going off in her rant about how she be getting him off every night. And she ain't getting nothing. It's just sex to her, okay? They choose not to answer this question. They like, did we? I don't know. Did we? Last night we watched TV, I said, oh, you're so stupid. Stop acting like children. Did you do it or not? You're grown. Kevin brings up the fact that maybe he was a virgin. Like Dr. Viviana said. He's like, no, I'm not a virgin. Hi, Mom. How old are you that you still sitting up there talking about, I'm not a virgin. Hi, Mom. You're not 13. You're not even 18. You're a grown man. I'm sure your mom knows you're not a virgin. Cut it out. Because now you're just looking stupid. And you're aggravating me. And I'm annoyed. So there we go. That was Ryan and Clara, okay? Ryan and Clara are both very happy with each other, okay? The sex is not an issue for them, and the I love you word is not an issue for neither one of them, even though it's been brought up plenty of times. They seem to be doing good and thriving as a couple. The foolery. So now it's time for Vincent and Briana, okay? I'm going to say Briana looked really, really cute. Okay, I was loving the hair, the makeup, the dress, everything. It was a go. Vincent done grew some hair, okay? I was like, oh, look at him with the hair popping out. Pop out then, Poppy, pop out, okay? And he wasn't popping out of his jacket because the button was unbuttoned. He listened to us, y'all. He listened to us when everybody was screaming, unbutton the button, unbutton the button. So, anyway, here's another couple that sat up there and lied to us in our whole entire face, okay? I'm just going to say that Kevin said that this is a couple that captured at heart. And I was like, what heart did they capture? Because it wasn't mine. Did they capture yours? I guess. I mean, they wanted them to be that couple, but it just didn't fly over well. Okay. He tried to compare them to Woody and Imani. And I'm like, how? Why? Why would you do that? Nothing about them screams Woody and Imani. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Okay. He doesn't act like Woody. She doesn't act like Imani. They both get on my nerve. Okay. But anyway, Bree wants to keep telling us how she moved into Vincent's small apartment. Okay, they have a small space. Okay, she got his stuff in the pantry. I was like, not only did she take over the apartment, she put his stuff into the pantry. But he said he volunteered it, so it is what it is at this point. Okay. Now anyway, they moved into this apartment because they saving for a house. So when you're trying to buy a house, you go into the small apartments and save on the rent. Makes sense to me, so I'm down for it, okay? Now, anyway, I do realize that they have made a lot of compromises with each other, and they seem to be doing good, okay? He's still romancing her, buying her roses and wine and stuff like that. You know, things that he could just pick up on his way from work to show her that he loves and appreciates her. How cute. How cute. Now, anyway, we found out that Bree all of a sudden wants kids because they done kept his niece and nephew with somebody. And now she's like, oh, I got baby fever, but now he doesn't. And I'm just like, Funny how the tables turn. You wasn't wanting kids because you were scared about your high blood pressure and your body and everything. Now all of a sudden you want these kids because you done babysat a niece and nephew for a weekend. And Vincent already done changed his mind because y'all done babysit a niece and nephew for a weekend. I'm gonna need y'all not to be babysitting nobody's kids if y'all gonna make big decisions on whether y'all should have your own kids after that experience. I'm just saying, okay? Because they're not nieces and nephews. And then once you have them, you can't give them back. So, once again, decisions. Make the right decision. We get into, the whole scenes of how Brianna's bossy Brianna, okay? And they say, Vincent, how did you feel about that? Vincent's like, I never said anything bad with being bossy. It's just knowing what you want. And I said, what is going on? He clearly said he didn't want someone who was bossy. I don't like people who are bossy. I didn't want someone who was direct. Did we? The delusion is real tonight on the Married at First Sight stage. I don't know what they feeding them people or giving them the drink, but it's giving them hallucinations. It gotta be. It just gotta be. But anyway, they talk about how, Vincent always quit an attitude, always in his feelings, very sensitive of a man, very sensitive. And they're like, what's going on? What was up with that? He says, he was dealing with anxiety really, really bad because he knew the whole world was going to be watching him, thousands and thousands of people, which is true. Thousands and thousands of people were watching. But you signed up for this, sir. So then again, you can't be up there being all, scared and nervous and, acting like a baby, okay? He says that he realized that he was overreacting in a lot of situations. I was like, oh, I'm glad you realized that. Hope you changed it. But Brianna said that he has changed, and I'm guessing because the cameras are gone. So hopefully that was a problem, and Vincent is not the tick, 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 boom, time bomb that we think he is. Even though I still think he is. Just saying. Brianna gets her Spanish test because we needed to know if she knew Spanish or not. I don't know why, but she got her Spanish test, and she passed. Okay, I think it was like 4 out of 7, okay? She passed. Good for them. So now, y'all, we got all of the girls sitting there talking. I don't know how we go from 1, 2, 3 couples to a whole group setting, and then we're going to go back to another couple. Y'all, it doesn't make sense. Can we just go in order? Can we get through the couples, then we have the men, then the women, and then the whole group? Like, just don't do this. You're going to sit there and try to talk to Paige about her failed marriage with the other women before we even get to talk to them about it. We're going to sit there and talk to Haley about her failed marriage before we can even get to the couples to talk about it. But I guess so, because we got some tea we need to spill, and that's exactly what happened. I'm not going through that whole, conversation because I don't care. I don't care. But I am going to say that Haley sat there and tried to say that, Jacob's D was trash, okay? Because he said, Kevin asked her, it looks like after you guys had sex that you actually was just like, turned off by him and didn't want to, talk to him anymore or, even build anything with him. So I need you to save face a little bit and tell us what's the tea, sis, what's the tea? So basically, Haley's like, can I just not answer? I mean, it's kind of like, I couldn't find the emotional connection and then I couldn't find a physical connection. And once I couldn't find a physical connection, that was it. And I thought to myself, like, lady, ladies, let's be honest. If the physical is not there, I mean, most of us would leave too, and most of us probably wouldn't want to stick it out either. But then something hit me and said, Haley's probably one of those girls that just lay there and do nothing. So she probably wasn't that fun in the sack either. Just my opinion. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But that's just my opinion. Now, Haley annoys me. She talks too much. It's like every time someone's talking, she wants to jump in and say it. I think she just likes to hear herself talk. Like, girl, shut up. You had nothing to say the whole time you was with this daggone man. Now you want to get up here and just run your mouth. Hush it. Hush it, hush it, hush it, hush it, hush it. Okay? Y'all, I was looking at the clip of Paige in the beginning when, she was talking about something. My friend asked me was I gonna eat his butt and blah 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 blah, and I was sitting here like, oh my God, looking at her now and looking at her then, you can see how much Kristen broke this woman down. Okay, I mean, homegirl just looked sad all the time. She had all this life personality. She was just so happy in the beginning of this process, and now at the end of the process, she's just sitting here like she don't even know what happened to her life. And I was just like, I fell for you, sis. I fell for you. I am gonna say that they all go on a vacation, and the vacation didn't look fun. Okay, they in the camera just and it didn't look fun. It wasn't even like one of those IG videos where the girls pretending like they having fun, but they really not. They looked like they was trying to have fun and still wasn't having fun, y'all. It just looked boring. No one wants to hang out with Haley, okay? That's for one. And Virginia might be a good time, so I'm not going to hold you when it comes to Virginia. But Clara wasn't here for it. That's why she stayed at home, okay? She was like, y'all not about to have me out here all bored with y'all, okay? I'm going to stay home with my husband and do what we don't do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second part of this reunion, the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion, featuring the one, the only narcissist and manipulative Chris Williams, featuring Paige and Pastor Dwight. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. So first thing I observed is that Chris tie looked like it matched Paige's dress. Now, it could have just been me and my colors not, connecting properly. But when I first saw them, I said, they matching? What's that about? What's that about, okay? We found out that they done went to counseling to try to, fix this marriage. And I was like, what? Why? Like, I knew it, though. Because y'all know Paige was going to dip in that Chris pond a few more times. But overall, they are not together anymore, okay? So Kevin then plays the video of Chris saying how, he wasn't attracted to Paige's face. It was the face for me, okay? All the girls could have hooked me up with, it was the face for me. So all the people who comes in and say, oh, everybody's saying that he said she was ugly. He didn't say she was ugly. I mean, basically, he did say she was ugly because it was the face for him. What did y'all not understand about that? What did y'all really not understand about that? Like, stop it. Stop playing with me and trying to make it something it's not. If someone says they're not attracted to your face, that means that they think you're ugly. Anyway, I felt bad because I was like, why would they play this for her? But, I mean, she needed to see it. I mean, she was going to see it, so she needed to see it. Break the ice for her. I honestly feel like they should have showed her that when she was by herself, before they even aired it. Before they even had the reunion, so that she can digest it, okay? I wouldn't want to be, the first time I see this footage, to be on national television where I'm being recorded. But she handled herself with dignity, okay? She says that she was devastated, no one wants to feel unattracted or, rejected by their spouse. So she was, like, really hurt about it. And I could just, like, Poor Paige done been through a lot, y'all. She done been through a whole lot, and they just gonna keep doing it. They just gonna keep dragging her in the mud with Chris, okay? Now, Chris says he wants to repent to us, and he wants to repent to her family. I said repent. Sir, repent? Okay. Okay. But, he was being very childish. And, I was like, yeah, because that's what you've been the whole season. A child. You've been acting like a child. I'm glad that you realize that that's what you are, a child. But anyway, after Chris gives his speech about, how he wants to repent to the world and everything, Kevin says, you can tell you've been media trained. I said, call him out. I felt it. It was a slick comment that just went right in. And if either you caught it or you didn't catch it. But if you caught it, you was like, he's seeing through it. The manipulative side of Chris, okay? Because Chris wanted to sit up there and try to feed us some BS, but we already know. We already hip to the game. We ain't falling for it, and it is what it is. Now, Kevin asks his Paige, like, then why did you keep having sex with him? And Paige is like, well, I really don't want to discuss that. I'm tired of talking about that and the decision I made. I'm like, well, we really want to know, because that was part of the reason. After this man told you he wasn't attracted to you, why would you keep having sex with him? We need to know. I mean, at this point, you don't put everything out for the world to know, so don't try to cut and shut it down now, okay? Anyway, he asks Chris, when did he find out about the Mercedes being pregnant? He's like, oh, I found out right after the wedding. And then he says, was you still in love with Mercedes? Chris decides he doesn't want to answer because of Paige. I'm like, you done did all this messed up stuff to this woman, to her face. You done brought Mercedes to her face. You done told her that you would leave her for Mercedes. You left her for Mercedes and everything. And now you want to sit up here and you don't want to have that conversation. You don't want to answer the question because of Paige. You don't want to keep doing this to Paige when you've been doing this to Paige the whole time. Kevin asked us about the Mercedes. Like, okay, so then why did you buy Mercedes a Mercedes? You could have bought a Toyota. And I was like, Kevin is coming with the question. I mean, he was hitting them back to back with the questions. And Chris just won't answer nothing. It was like he was just going to go around all the questions. I'm like, no, sir. You want to sit up there and beat on your chest. Any other time somebody say something to you, now you get asked direct questions and you can't give direct answers. So then Kevin brings up Pastor Dwight, and then, Chris says he's not in a place to resolve anything with Pastor Dwight. Not today, honey. But it's gonna be today, because Kevin said, well, I think today should be the day. So I'm gonna bring out Pastor Dwight. Y'all, Pastor Dwight walked out. I said, oh, it's about to be a fight. It's about to go down, okay? The moment we all have waited for, Pastor Dwight has entered the building, has sat down on the couch, and he looks pretty good, might I add. But anyway, Chris feels like Pastor Dwight should not have sat down with his wife. And I said, the wife you didn't want, the wife that said you was going to divorce, why? He feels as though that was like, betrayal, because that was his friend. He wasn't his spiritual covering. He was his friend, and he shouldn't have went to go see his wife without him. I was like, but when he officiated your marriage, he then became the spiritual covering for your marriage. Okay? So if he wanted to reach out to Paige to make sure that she was okay, that was perfectly fine, whether he spoke to you or not, sir. When you introduced him to her and he officiated your wedding, he then became your spiritual covering for your marriage. So when Pastor White comes out, he says that he pulled back because Chris didn't want to receive the advice that he was given, okay? So then Kevin asks Chris how he felt about what Pastor White said. Chris was really upset, and it had nothing to do with Paige. It had everything to do with Mercedes. He was upset that Pastor White was what he would call diminishing Mercedes to build Paige up. And then Kevin was like, but did we not just sit here and watch you diminish Paige for like the whole season? Okay, so what happened to that grace and that forgiveness that you want? Why you can't get that? He like, well, that's a conversation that needs to be happening not for TV, not on TV. And I'm just sitting here like, it's the audacity of this man for me, okay? I keep telling you, Chris want everybody to forgive him. He want grace and everything. But he get up here and act a fool. And then when somebody does something that he feels is wrong, which actually isn't wrong, he wants to be upset and go off and have a fit, okay? He asks Paige how she feels about, them two not being friends anymore. Paige is like, I just really, it really just breaks my spirit. It breaks my spirit because they knew each other way before me. And I really wish that they could come to, a peaceful place. And I was like, girl, bye. Ain't nobody got time for that. She's just upset that she's in the middle. Girl, bye. Pastor Dwight says that Chris doesn't like to be corrected, and he should have never said that word because that's when all hell broke loose. Chris says, you're not my spiritual covering. Pastor Dwight said, what you not going to do, you're not going to disrespect me. That's what you're not going to do on this television show today, honey. Okay? So Kevin's trying to get control of the situation, and he's just like, Paige, Chris, stop it, Chris. Paige, stop Chris. And I was like, so when did Paige become the referee? Why is Paige over there stopping people? So Chris won't let Pastor Dwight talk. Pastor Dwight is still trying to talk, but Chris starts going off the handles and cursing and yelling and doing the most and everything. And he was like, "You're gonna stop yelling at me." So Chris decides that he's gonna have it. Chris decides he's just going to jump off the cliff. Now, you wanted this beast? I'm going to give you this beast, okay? Now he wants to start yelling and cursing and yelling. And Paige, stop him, Paige. Paige stood up, and I'm not going to lie, said, "Oh, body, yada, 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 yada," okay? Body, okay? Pastor White took a glance, but he moved back, okay? He took a quick glance, but then he went back to the focus of Chris, okay? Just a quick glance. It's okay to look, just don't touch, right? So while them two are sitting here, going back and forth, Chris is like, I'm going, meet me outside. You got so much to say. I'm going to get it cracking up in here. Meet me outside. I was like, "Ooh, the love and hip hop is real. I'm enjoying all the drama." Yes. Forgot I was watching Married at First Sight, but it felt good, okay? I missed all the drama I haven't been getting from love and hip hop, so I was here for it, okay? So when Paige is about to go after Chris, I don't know why. Like, why, girl? Why? Let that man go. Let him go. But I forgot Kevin told you to be the referee, so you feel like you got to go after him. Kevin was like, "Paige, give him a minute. So Paige just standing looking dumb, Chris outside looking dumb, and Pastor Dwight sitting there looking dumb. Everybody in that whole triangle of a situation, including Kevin, was looking dumb. Y'all, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. A part of me was like, "Oh, okay. It is what it is." Y'all keep wanting something that we not gonna get. So y'all might as well enjoy the foolery and go along with it. And that's just that on that. That was the whole episode. We got a bunch of nothing. We got a delusional couples, and then we got, the Jerry Springer show towards the end of the show. But next week's episode is going to be super duper lit. Okay, I'm telling you, because we still got to get through Haley and Jacob, y'all, and that's what I'm waiting for. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.